I'm here representing the bird.
What's up, man?
Yes.
Put my way, brother. Explain. Introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Jonathan Williams. I'm from Pittsburgh, born and raised, and just look forward to chopping it up with you guys, man, and sharing my heart and my passion, my life. And this is something I love doing. Not, like I was telling, I'm behind the scene guy, but you know what? I love sharing and
Let's go.
sharing wealth.
Let's go. All right.
Yes.
So before we kick off the interview, I like to ask our guests 3 questions.
Yes.
So you answer them however you want to answer them. Answer them intuitively. All right.
Absolutely.
Question number 1. What's the motion?
Oh, the motion is love. Motion is giving back to our peoples, and the motion is building our community.
Okay. I like that. All right. What's the culture?
The culture is keeping it real, building our culture, building our youth, history, everything. Representing, keeping it 412.
Hey, I rock with that. All right. Last question. What's the business, my friend?
The business is life. The business is again building our community, building our urban, our Black community, our businesses, sharing wealth, not holding back, or what we have, what we can give back to our community.
Let's get into it. Give back
Yes.
to our community. All right. You, financial sector. You've been operating it for quite some time now.
Yes.
We just had a conversation.
Absolutely.
I was blown away how you entered into, starting the construction business. You worked on the bridges. You told me about the hot metal bridge that you worked on. And you were able to segue that into now having 180 employees.
That's correct.
180 employees.
180
Man,
employees.
that's very impressive.
And still needs more staff. So I think, your life, life kind of, your experiences, the things I've learned throughout, being in the military, being in construction, even running the streets, hustling, and growing up, I've taken advantage and maximized all my skill set and experiences in life. Construction, understanding the hard work, working my way from a labor to eventually being a supervisor. So everywhere I've been, I've always worked. Even the military, I worked my way up to being a supervisor, a manager, that leadership. So I've gained leadership, and that's really my gift and talent is leadership, leading people, developing people, empowering people, and so forth. And even in ministry, when I started in ministry, I learned really about how important it is for people to empower others, encourage people when you're down and out. Because I've been low, I've been there, I've been at the bottom. So I've learned how to build myself up, and I'm big on building others up.
Man,
But
I
on a
respect
larger
that.
scale, is business.
Business. And
Yep.
you know what? Number 1, thank you for your service. What's your MOS?
76 Yankee. I was supply specialist.
Hey, I went to Leonard Wood.
Fort Loster Woods. I was at Fort Loster Woods,
Yeah.
and then Fort Lee, Virginia.
Yep, for AIT, Quartermaster School.
Quartermaster.
Well,
Yeah.
hey,
Okay. What was it? Bravo. And I was at Echo 410 at Fort Leonard
It
Wood.
was. I think I was in Charlie. I was in Charlie 247 in Fort Leonard Wood, and I believe I was in Mike Company over by the DFAC at Fort Lee. It was
Fort
by
Lee.
like Papa Company.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that was a crazy
Small
town.
world.
Yeah, it is.
Small
bro.
world.
Hey, man. Now you know what? You know what's great, bro? Like to be able to meet another veteran business owner.
Yes.
So, what's wild? So in Atlanta, we started a veterans organization called VETS ATL. So it's
Gotcha.
Veterans in Entertainment and Tech Society.
Okay.
And then I started one with a friend of mine. It's called Warriors in the Garden. So we do gardening for PTSD therapy.
Gotcha.
So after this, I would love to be able to speak with you and
Absolutely.
like just see how we can help expand and help out vets up here in Pennsylvania, bro.
I have a gentleman that I help with consulting, and he worked with dogs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or like
Service animals.
service animals.
Yes, sir.
But then when I sat with him, just like I shared with you guys, is you want to diversify your portfolio.
Yes, sir.
So he does services for animals, but he also has housing for veterans as well in Washington County.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
We definitely got to speak.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You said diversify your portfolio, right? So, you have things like AI, humanoid robots that are able to like take over warehouse jobs. How would a person future proof their portfolio going into like the 2030s?
I think it depends on what area. You know, some areas you'll have more AI, some areas less that you need hands on. But AI kind of governs things, especially on the back end.
Yes, sir.
Your processes, business, we want to maximize that. It really depends on what area. You know, like services, obviously we're going to see more of the
Right.
robotic stuff, but it really depends on the area where we're, moving in direction. For instance, barbers, you can't have
Yeah,
can't have
that's
an AI
right.
cut somebody's head.
No. Yeah, but you know what? They finna have like AI surgeons.
You don't
AI
know.
assisted surgery. I've seen the ones where they had the augmented reality assistant surgery. So they'll have like the augmented reality layover of like the organs.
Right.
And it'll help kind of guide the surgeon on where to slice.
Gotcha.
So I don't know, man. Then we got the nanobot stuff too.
Yeah.
So like the little like organic computers that are gonna start.
I was seeing
introducing-
something on, I don't know if it was on Instagram, where the thing went over the young lady's hair and then they kind of gave her an afro and all
Yeah.
that. I don't know how that was more, AI stuff. I don't know if it was real. But I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, the direction. But I think right now, 2030, that's only 5 years. We still have time. You still need, there's still a human side of everything.
Yes, sir.
Decision side. That
Decision
behind the
side.
scenes, to make those decisions. I don't think it could do
like
everything.
an intuition. You know,
Exactly.
a human intuition.
There's still
Yes, sir.
limitations.
I agree.
Behaviors, you can't. It's very hard. AI is still learning how to deal with behaviors and
Right.
things like that.
And
you know?
biasness, because
It's-
right.
Exactly.
How are you preparing yourself? Are you seeking any sort of like AI literacy?
Absolutely. It's funny. I just wrote a policy, our company policy, AI policy, because you have to
God,
protect
that's
yourself.
what's up.
Litigation is a big thing.
Yes, sir.
With businesses. So you got to have things to guard and protect yourself, and to make sure the framework that we're using AI, we're not violating anybody's rights and privacies and confidentiality. Like in our field, we deal with a lot of HIPAA, PHI, so we have to make sure we're protecting our individuals, because I work with special needs.
Okay.
Individuals with disabilities. So it's really big that you got to make sure whatever program. AI, I was telling the staff earlier, it's going to cut down, like we have our administration, our time. AI is big. In all our systems and programs we use has an AI platform. So AI is a very important tool.
How fast of like an integration where it was just like one day it wasn't there, then you blinked and it's like you said, like it's just everywhere. Like how fast was it integrated into the health sector?
Very fast, overnight. And in fact, in our sector, we deal with the state, we deal with Medicaid, and there are so many things they're coming at you with programs and regulations that you have to follow. If you don't have an AI, you'll get left behind if you're not keeping up. So we actually integrated trainings, or some of our platforms that we use are in AI based.
Like your CRMs and stuff like that?
CRMs,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Man. All right. So do you think like your military background has helped prepare you to integrate this stuff into your business?
Absolutely.
Okay, dope.
Because especially as a supply specialist, you're always,
Yep.
matter of fact, you're everybody's buddy.
You are. I worked in the arms room, man.
Yeah,
Everybody was
I
my
worked in the
friend.
arms room too. Either medical,
Yeah.
food service, or
Arms room.
supply.
Yup.
You was everybody's friend.
Yeah, I need new boots. I need extra rounds.
Exactly.
Magazines. I need such and
Exactly.
such. Yeah, it was. You definitely got a lot of perks working in the supply service
yeah.
field in the military.
And then in war, what is the first thing they're going
Right.
to go after is your supplies.
Oh, and communication.
And communicate, yes.
This is very true. Speaking of which, did you have to do any tours overseas?
No. I was
Yes, sir.
When I served, it was the Iraqi War, but I never
Okay.
served in Iraqi. I was behind the scenes. Matter of fact, one of the 99th ARCOM by Job Corps was hit by a Scud missile,
Wow.
which was a part of our unit. But I wasn't there. I was actually they volunteers.
So when you
Soldiers.
say Job Corps, for those who don't know what Job Corps is, like explain to them. And
So Chesapeake, I actually was in Job Corps too, by the way. But Job Corps is a national federal program for job training.
okay.
For teenagers. I think it's not teenagers, 16 to 24, 25.
And that was out. So they had that building out here in
They had
Pittsburgh.
They had one in Pittsburgh.
It was hit by a Scud.
No.
Oh, okay.
So the military unit was next to Job Corps.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay.
So it was Army Reserves.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I apologize. But
Yeah, I'm thinking like, damn.
no. But it was stationed. The reserve unit is still there.
Got you.
But that Army Reserve unit, I was stationed there.
Okay, got you.
yeah.
Man, it's such a small world. Man.
Yeah.
We went to the same basics, same AIT, both in the business,
Yeah.
both understanding like the importance of like technology and integration, leadership.
Yes.
So we spoke about leadership.
Absolutely.
Elaborate on your leadership background and what it is to be a leader in the business.
Absolutely. Leadership is, the higher you go as in management, the more leadership tools, the lower the management. So you're using more your management tools. Management is about quantitative. It's about managing people, things. Leadership is about people. It's about empowerment. It's about change, empowering people to change, encouraging people to change. Leadership is about finding your style, understanding your style. So it's transformational, transactional. Now, they have so many different leaderships.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So leadership is really important. Like delegating, we talked about that. That's more
did.
management. That's more of a management
You know what?
skill.
You're right. It is.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what type of leader would you say you are?
I think I'm more transformational.
Transformational.
Transformational is empowering, it's coming beside them. Transactional is providing information and letting them figure out. I like to come beside you and walk you through and show you, to assist you in that process and so forth.
No, I respect that. So like kind of like a system.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Like
You fall, I'm right beside you. Now that can also be servant leadership. Servant leadership is more leading by example more, but transformational is like giving you the tools and coming beside you and making sure you utilizing those tools.
Okay, I get you.
And leadership also transformational is also about leading people's skill set and focus on skill set versus focusing on behavior.
Also, like expertise.
Yeah,
And
so-
like sharpening expertise.
So if you come in and you're an accountant, I'm going to focus on accounting. But if you have issues with people, I'm not as worried. I'm worried about you learning how to deal with your skill, because I don't have the energy and time.
Yeah.
If you have personal issues
Yes,
and
sir.
you're struggling with, because you're not a people person, maybe you're more behind the scene person.
Got you.
Leadership is really a transformational. It's about helping you hone those skills, helping you utilize and maximize those skills. And by maximizing your skill, you actually don't have time to focus on behaviors, because we're focusing on
Right.
on your skill set.
Delegate delegate that to HR.
Yeah, HR has a
Yeah.
role. HR is more of what we call human capital.
Correct.
It's always dealing with it. It deals more with personalities.
And like the behavior
behaviors.
part.
It deals more with behaviors.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you would delegate that to that department.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Man. All right, so we're at the top of 2026, third
Yes.
month, right? So we're about to go into our fourth month of the year. What does the next 8 months look like for you in your business?
You know what? We're going through some changes. So when we started the organization, like I was sharing with someone earlier, we were like a mom and pop store. So a lot of the staff that we had in place fit that mold. We didn't need much skill. We didn't need them to do much. We need more, just the labor part of this work side. Now we need people who are experts. We need people who know HR, who knows accounting, who knows these different departments and regulations and compliance.
Regulations.
So that's where we're at. We're transitioning to those people who have the skill set, so we can scale back. My wife and I. My wife is as chief executive officer. I'm the chief operating officer. So we can scale back and allow people to do the job, and we can sit back as officers and allow people and delegate those responsibilities.
Let's transition off of that.
Yes.
You said your wife is the CFO, so you and your wife are in business together.
Yes.
That, number one, I'm blessed that. That's dope, because it's like being able to see a husband and wife, especially a black couple, be able to, get to the status of like business where you're at. You know what I mean? We spoke. I know you have a lot more going on with your business that you have, yet to reveal. But from what you told me is very expansive, and you got vision. You're helping out a lot of folks. How important is communication with you and your wife, where the business is, like the business divide and then like the marriage divide?
Absolutely.
Like the communication, like I'm just curious, how's that work? How are you successful at it?
There's no perfect formula, right? There's, marriages work every day, right? Marriages every day. You can't take a day off, but you have to learn how to balance. You have to learn each other. You have to learn, especially because when I wake up, I see my wife, and then when I go to bed, I see my wife. Yeah. So, it's, and you need that. I need that time. Yes, and we've learned to give ourselves that space. You need that space. So you have to balance. One of the things that we have rules. You got to put rules in. So when we're home, we don't talk about now forgotten. Now, obviously, there's so many different things going on. We're at a crossroad in our business, so there's a lot of changes. So we have to make sure that it's going to spill over, but we're spending time, personal time. We're not talking business. And the reason why we're learning more, like I said earlier, is that we've had people that was with us for years that the business outgrew them. And so it was putting pressure on my wife and I, because we had to pick up the pieces.
Gotcha. And
so now we realize the important part of delegating, the management part of finding the right people in place, having the right people, so they still report to you. You still need to know what's going on. Another important part too, that's the big change for us, is we updated our mission.
Oh, you did?
And our core values.
Okay.
And especially your core values. Your core values is what makes you, and that's important for businesses. So that's one of the biggest areas that we've kind of.
I want to ask you a question about that. So we're both in the military. I still run off of the military core values.
You still know your general orders?
Integrity. No, I don't.
I know one said, "I will not leave my post."
Funny as hell.
I remember that part. The three general orders. Remember that? That's what they hammered in.
Yeah, you're cooked if you miss any of that.
And you never know when they're going to ask you, "What's your third general order?" I'm like,
right. Oh. Damn.
Okay, get down, give me 25.
Damn. And that Leonard Heat was crazy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that to you about, as far as like just talk about the general orders, and then we kind of say.
Sorry, I mean.
No. It's all good. I mean, it happens. It's a good conversation, man, because we're able to like speak about a lot of different things, especially again like just business, and then what it's like to even be just a military guy in business, and how has the military helped you to expand your business, and like did it provide tools for you?
Absolutely. The discipline, that's number one. The hard, just the detail oriented, the documentation, the being, essentially your clerk, supply. So you had to deal with numbers. You had to deal with, So yeah, absolutely. It's discipline. Really, the discipline.
Discipline
has really helped me because when I joined the military, I was a high school dropout.
Oh wow.
I had no discipline. I was running the streets wilding out, and the military gave me that discipline.
Yeah, discipline is more important than motivation for me. Because motivation, I've figured out it's fuel, and what happens with fuel? Fuel burns out.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Discipline is a choice.
Yeah, for sure. So, and motivation is an important part of leadership.
I agree.
Leadership. There's two types of leadership motivations, and we always talk about intrinsic versus extrinsic, right? So extrinsic is we look at monetary. We're motivated, but that only gets you but so far. Intrinsically, you're motivated on something you love doing.
Yes, sir.
And I always encourage people in business, you're not just doing it for the money. If you do it for love, the money will follow.
And that's real. And service. So that's what I was going to say. So that brings me back to the Army core values.
Yeah.
Integrity, selfless service, duty. But I want to stick to selfless service, right? So selfless service for me, you talked about leaders, and there's some leaders who are leaders in service. Mm-hmm. And for me, that has been like the most rewarding because I'm a cameraman.
Yes.
So I operate behind the scenes. I provide a service for people.
Yes.
So there are music videos I've shot for artists, and they've never ever shot a music video before in their life. Mm-hmm. And it has been overwhelmingly like just being able to share in that, you know what I mean? Because I'm building dreams with people. So the give back for me is being able to see people see themselves in the best light. What is the give back for you in your business?
Wow, that's a good question. That's a loaded question. Service to me is, it's sacrifice. Mm-hmm. It's nothing like for me running a business. I'm behind the scenes. So normally, if my wife and have another staff who normally does the front end, I'm on the back end. I don't want the praise. My praise is to see you succeed, and success and grow, and so forth. So I don't need a pat on my back. So service is really sacrifice, and giving, seeing others. I actually get, my praise is to see other people succeed.
I would challenge, if you love it, is it truly a sacrifice?
Oh, love and sacrifice hand in hand, just like marriage. It's sacrifice. It's sacrificial. You're going to do something, and even that person might not deserve that, but you still want to sacrifice. Sacrifice.
I get what you're saying.
Because you're looking beyond. It's not a give and take to me. Service is about giving and no return. Now, the good thing is running the business. So one of the things we used to say early when we started a business, I'll do this for free. Right?
I get that. Now that is a sacrifice. So I do see what you're saying. I guess I got kind of looked at as like sacrifice isn't always a bad thing, but I looked at it more like an investment in something that I really was good at. Like you're a great leader. So I wouldn't necessarily look like you sacrificed another life that could have taken you out of that. I look like you invested in the future that best serves you and how you can serve everybody else. Yeah. But I do get what you do mean by the sacrifice too, though.
Yeah,
that's a different perspective.
Yeah.
So I can see that though. That's different.
Yeah.
I appreciate that lens.
Yeah, I think sacrifice. If you have children and you only have one piece of bread, and you want to make sure that child eats before you.
Yeah,
it's something you love because you love that child.
I get you.
So it's really it's selfless. To me,
selflessness.
But I think it goes back to intrinsic. Is you doing something you love doing?
Yes, sir.
Now obviously there's an extrinsic value to that. You want to be paid. You want to be, at the end of the day,
compensated.
Compensated. So
yes,
when I was in grad school, we used to, with another gentleman, rest in peace, we used to go at it about, that he was more extrinsic. I was more intrinsic because for years, one of the things I haven't talked about was I used to volunteer.
My God,
and I volunteered at shelters, the prison systems. I used to go down and feed the homeless. I used to go make lunches and just go downtown and hand them out. And so, and I used to
that's up here in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, yeah.
Okay, in Pittsburgh, okay.
I worked at volunteer at Pleasant Valley Shelter, Allegheny County Jail. I was a mentor, volunteer mentor at Allegheny County Jail. So I've done a lot of volunteer. And in fact, when I used to mentor college students, I used to always encourage them to volunteer, learn to volunteer, you know, and I would encourage them. I said that's a great resume builder, you know, because you don't have the time if you get once you graduate from college and you're applying for that same job. And now I learned as an employer, I love the fact that that person's willing to do that for free. The sacrifice that person has done speaks volumes, and that's the type of people that's the type of person I want.
You know what? And I'm all right. I'm glad you said that. So when we get done with this,
Yes.
I'm going to volunteer. You know why? Because you said mentor, mentor, mentor.
Yes.
So it's like I take that as good advice. So we're going to speak outside of this. I'm saying this on camera. I'm gonna go ahead and volunteer somewhere.
That would be great. Awesome.
We're going to do
Yes.
that because I do see what you're saying. There is value in the sacrifice of. Let me see. Putting your time towards something. I guess I just caught up on the word sacrifice because I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
And you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
I look at it as like investment, but again, like a time deposit. That's what I would say.
Right.
Because I look at time as a non-replenishable resource.
Gotcha.
So what I've learned, and again, you're a businessman, so delegation and then time blocking to get things done.
Yeah.
And then even things like an Eisenhower matrix. For those who don't know what the Eisenhower matrix is, it's like a 4-quadrant type of setup where you look at things that are urgent and need immediate action, and things that can be delegated.
That was Steve Covey.
Yeah.
The Quadrant. I read that book. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. I know you talk about the media. It's really that speaks on organizing your time.
Yes, sir.
Immediate, the 4 quadrants. Yeah. Steve Covey.
See, we could speak about stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
being able to do that with homework.
Yeah.
Like what homework, what projects I need to work on, what's immediate. Just those, I guess those types of like systems, those are important for growth. So sharing that,
Yeah.
you know, especially with other, you know, businessmen and entrepreneurs, like, because those are essential tools, man.
Absolutely.
They really are. What would you say is one of your most valuable tools in your toolbox that helped you grow?